really.
Oh,
like.
I didn't even realize we were on hard difficulty this entire time.
Lol.
Oh wow, you couldn't tell.
Great.
I think
so
it's
yeah,
still
like-
carried over from the adaptive difficulty from the original playthrough.
Oh my god.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's like,
is there
I
a
did-
system in this game?
Yeah, it's like if you perform well enough, it transitions it to hard mode.
Hey, let's
I
go.
don't like that. I mean, I like it in Resident.
Let's go.
You know
We
what?
need to discuss this shit.
Let's go ahead and just you know what? Start the party. Great. Hey everybody, welcome back to Infamous. In the middle of
Infamous
talking about
and we're a
difficulty
hero?
curves.
Yeah.
So-
I need to talk a bit about adaptive difficulty and how
Yeah.
it is bullshit.
Because while we were in between parts, I was basically going through the menu, and I suddenly realized we were on hard. And because it's like, yeah, we had to redo this, because before it was just me and Yule doing this, and now we have Wheat with us.
Now we have the best part of the commentary trio. I mean, what?
Yeah, struck that ego even more.
Anyways, let's talk about how bullshit adaptive difficulty is. Like, something I really hate is being condescended to. Like, I hate being insulted
yeah.
for. Excuse me, let me talk. I hate being insulted for you know, not being able to complete a level or something. So when I pick a fucking level of difficulty, I think I want to play at that fucking level of difficulty. Reducing the difficulty isn't going to help me, you know? That's only going to make me feel worse the moment I find out that this game has made the game easier for me without me consenting it.
That's a fair point to make, but I also think it can also be done well.
The best example I can think of of how bullshit this kind of thing can get is definitely Resident Evil 4. Like the
I
game,
actually hard disagree and think you're wrong, to be 100% honest. I
Oh,
think it's
boy.
done really well in the game.
the game has soft difficulty, adaptive difficulty selection, which makes the game harder or easier the more you're playing it. And the problem is, as you die, you literally get the game made easier.
That's why I argue you're wrong.
You're not even.
No, hey, no. If you're gonna keep going, let me go. I think you're wrong about it because I genuinely think that the difficulty is changed in the sense that you're getting just more or less ammo. It doesn't really change the difficulty of the patterns.
But
So
it's
it's like,
still,
yeah, you're getting-
it still adds some subtract difficulty, and you know
I disagree.
The reason
really
why,
think you're wrong.
The reason why I pick harder difficulties is because I want to play at the harder difficulty. I don't want anything to be added or subtracted from the game.
But it doesn't affect you in Resident Evil 4. It really doesn't. It just gives you more or less ammo. That's really not a huge difficulty spike. As opposed to Infamous, where
it is because I
it
was
is
really
not.
important
No,
in
it is
this
not.
kind of game.
Okay, hang on. I just want to distract from this to say that this guy walked off the building as soon as I walked onto it.
GG.
he knows what's up with the zapper. he ain't letting the zapper touch him.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways,
Zapper's the best hero question mark who pushes people off of buildings.
Another example I can think of, and a more recent one than that, it's Devil May Cry 5. I was playing on
No. That is not adaptive difficulty. That's not adaptive difficulty.
Listen to me.
You're wrong.
Listen to
It's
me.
not adaptive.
I was playing on the Devil Hunter mode because I don't like my intelligence to be insulted, and Devil Hunter mode, I'm going to tell you right now in case you're wondering, is the same as the normal difficulty in other Devil May Cry games.
That's
so yeah, don't bother.
literally because it's the normal difficulty, Yule. There is no adaptive difficulty in Devil May Cry 5.
No. Devil Hunter is considered to be the hard mode in our.
No, it's not. No, it is not. No, it is not.
The human. Come on.
No, it is not. Human is the easy mode. You are wrong. Don't go there.
Whatever. Let me continue. Okay, so I was playing Devil Hunter mode, and after a couple of deaths, and I was specifically remembering that I turned auto combos off, and then all of a sudden I was doing really well. So
well, then that's just an unfortunate like. Situation.
People started talking to me about it, about why am I suddenly good. So I decided to check the options of the menu, and then fucking auto combos are turned on. Excuse me, I died a couple of times. I don't need assist. Why the fuck would you turn on auto assist?
I died a couple.
When
I have died a couple of times in that game, and it never auto turned it on. You might have turned it on by no. Actually, here's what might have happened. No, here's what might have happened. You might have actually hit a button that did it, because there's a button on the control. Which I'll be arguing for fairness.
Why?
I also. Yeah, I think it's stupid that you can hit a button by accident and turn auto combos on. But it wasn't adaptive difficulty. It was that you hit a button that did that.
It's still a stupid thing that feels like adaptive difficulty.
Yeah, it's just it's a different argument to be made there. But it's like I agreed because it happened to me in the same game, and I was like, why am I doing auto combos now? And it's because I hit a button. But it's like, in terms of adaptive difficulty, and there's one complaint about another. We're not even playing Devil May Cry, but I guess I'll just go into it for a second. One complaint I do argue for Devil May Cry that annoyed me until 5 was that you had to use a gold orb in 1. And even sometimes in 3 and 4, they'll kind of push you to do it, where it's like, as in 5, it can literally just say, oh, you just want to die? You can die. It's fine.
Looks like a portable audio drive is attached.
Anyway,
isn't that what happens in Devil May Cry 5 as well? That if you want to die, just... Okay.
Yeah, you can just hit die.
Okay, first off, Lagon, that drops. Explain.
Sounds like a bunch of garbage.
Yeah, these are basically one of the collectibles that you can find throughout the entire game, specifically after this mission, because basically how you find them on the map is when you press L3, which lets you see blast shards, which I can see one right here, and I need it. There we go.
I need all the blast shards. I have a problem, but I fully am aware.
Anyways, continue.
But the dead drops are basically, we don't really know what they are at this point right now, because it's like, yeah, they're kind of encrypted, so it's like we can't understand a single word that's being said. In fact, we don't even know if it's words being said. Could just be alien messages.
Basically, reader caches. You know how they work. You collect them and the message becomes clear. Let's fucking move on. Anyway, so
at least at this point. At this point, it's just collect a certain amount and then you get, like, collect 3 dead drops and you get 3 messages that you can read.
Hero!
Yeah, I know. Anyways, difficulty. Let's go.
No, wait, to be, well, I was gonna continue, because I was gonna ask an important question for you, try to roll us back on. Do you get anything in the game for getting the dead drops the way you do get the blast cores out of blast shards?
Not for any gameplay benefit. They're mostly for story than anything else.
And
that's where I kind of feel annoyed. Yeah, and I kind of feel annoyed about that, because it's like, okay, I think there are too many blast shards that give you a gameplay thing, but I also think if you're going to do that with one of the collectibles in the game, at least do it with most of them to make it actually worth going after them all.
Yeah. Like, for example, at the very least, the feeder caches allow you to go after the fucking Riddler. Meanwhile, here, you don't get jack shit for doing
You just get little story bits that, like, okay, like,
and
you get coded calls at the end of the day.
And bragging rights, so...
Right.
Which I collected all of them on a separate save file, along with all the blast shards. It took way too long, and I needed a guide.
Right, and I did too for the first time I played this game, and that's kind of a thing about collectathons that I just kind of hate in general.
It's one of the things that I think the future games do much better, because it's basically you don't need a guide in order to collect everything.
That guy just gave up and fucking flew across the fucking continent. Holy shit.
Have you ever been zapped by lightning, though, to be fair?
I'm pretty sure this guy's completely dead. I'm stepping on him, and I'm zapping him with nothing but standing around.
Right.
It's clear he peed himself.
So yeah, let's go back.
Man, that guy was peeing in there fucking, you just flew him off the building. Come on, man. I know you're a hero, but have some dignity.
It's more merciful than opening the door.
So yeah, let's go back.
More merciful than what we did to these guys.
Let's just go back to the subject of adaptive difficulty, and honestly, the fact that we have to, you know, the fact that the game treats us like we don't know what we're doing is just a bit insulting, especially when you consider the fact that you don't need you want to pick the higher difficulties because you want to test yourself, or you want to play the game, or you want to play the game a certain way. So why would you alter anything about the game? No matter, it doesn't even matter.
I still disagree on Resident Evil 4, but I'm never going to, so you're gonna have to just drop it. But I think this game is a better example of why it's an issue, because it actually changes the full difficulty, and you have to go back. You have to like. I don't even think you can. Isn't it just adaptive naturally after like you pick a starting difficulty? You can't change it back naturally, can you? You have to like force it to go back to normal. Leg on.
Yeah. What?
Oh my god, you were such a good commentator. Listening to the conversation.
No, I couldn't tell if you were talking about Infamous or still Resident Evil 4.
Infamous.
No, Infamous.
Oh yeah, you can change the difficulty back. You can change the difficulty back.
Okay, fair enough. I thought it was one of those ones I was stuck to, but yeah, it's like this is a case where it's annoying that it does turn it up and down automatically because you have to keep going back in and changing it. I still argue Resident Evil 4 doesn't have that problem because your set difficulty is your set difficulty. It changes the patterns of the enemies. The only thing that's adaptive is the ammo count.
I mean, I still find it a little bit much. Like, something as minute as ammo appearing is still going against the game's design for the sake of having the player go through the sequence, because they don't have enough ammo or because they don't know how to use the fucking knife for their fucking lives. So
well, then they're gonna give you more ammo if you don't know what you're doing. And
I know. But
hey, don't scream and cut me off if you're gonna make these strong points. I'm not cutting you off as much, to be fair.
Sorry, but if you know that they are going to use the if you know that we're going to have little ammo, then isn't that the point of choosing the harder difficulties? Like.
Well, that's one thing, but at the same time, if you know what you're doing, you're gonna. This is an argument for a Resident Evil 4 LP. Let's just put it here.
Yeah. So to cut off the RE4 conversation, I'm basically going to be playing the dead drops that I've collected so far, while we go to the next mission, which is the next story mission. So that it's like, hey, there's something to do. Which you can access them.
Which is a decent. You can access them from the main menu, correct?
Yeah.
I think that's a decent thing about open world games, that even though I kind of think that collectathons are a little too like have too much fluffy items in a sense, but I also think this is a decent like part of the like Spider-Man PS4 is a good example of it as well, where it's like. Yeah, when you're going in between story missions, you can find all these collectibles, and that's really good, because it doesn't mean you're going through a boring, dead world.
Oh my god, like we're finally at the story mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
By the way, this story mission is a side mission.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that is a problem with this and Spider-Man.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw that it was blue, and then I was like, fuck, I fucking mistook one for the other. I'm going to be murdered now.
I mean, it's not really that. This is just the story mission that introduces the side missions.
Yeah, and that's a problem with these kind of games in general. This is not the only one, but it's like, when you get these story missions that are slowly drip feeding you through the game, it's like, it kind of feels annoying that it's like you're just introducing these side quests, but you're forcing me to play them, where it's like, you could just give me the side quests on the map, and if I want to do them, I'll go do them. But if I want to play the story, let me play the story.
They're only showing you one, though, to be fair. But that still isn't very much of a good counterpoint to it, but it's still like, it's only one and it's not that bad.
I mean, I forgot for a second. Is the ending, gated off behind the difficulty?
No.
No. The ending isn't a difficulty ending.
Yeah. Let's talk about that instead. How some games love to tie some of
wink,
the story
wink, Konami.
Yeah, I'm going to talk against adaptive difficulty all day long if I want to.
Wait.
Excuse me.
No, I was asking a question that was relevant. Does Konami, like, because I've played all the Metal Gear Solids, and I don't think those have extra ending stuff behind the difficulty.
It's more the arcade stuff where it's like you get to see the true ending.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Once you're on the highest difficulty.
Yeah, continue.
Rage come to mind. Anyways, so yeah, what the point I was making, I'm going to talk.
You just couldn't let that guy fucking die, could you?
Nope.
You just had to get him on the fucking rebound.
No. Yep. Oh yeah,
Well,
these medical clinics, they're basically respawn points when you end up dying throughout the game. They're good. It's a good incentive to show like why you should be doing the side missions and stuff, along with some other things like another side quest I'm about to do.
I'd have some choice words for fucking respawn points being locked behind side missions, but hey, whatever. Maybe
I mean, it's more like they're more centralized respawn points, not just respawning points in general. Because there's at least one respawn point per each city area.
Yeah, but what were you getting at, Yule?
Anyways, wait.
Out there who can offer some help, but I can't locate them.
That's what you were getting at? Wait.
I'll be able to track them down and mark their locations on your GPS.
You were getting at... Yeah, well...
This isn't story.
Okay.
This isn't story. This is the.
It's a side mission.
This is a side quest of basically run past the satellite dishes so that you can get more side quests.
Yeah, I know, but I was waiting for Legon to explain it.
That's really what it is. It's just run past these things.
I know.
And then you get more side quests because of it.
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to explain it. That's why I wanted to shut up about it. Okay. Whatever.
To be fair, self-explanatory, but yeah, you were getting on about the difficulty locking ending elements.
Yeah, I'm going to say everything against the adaptive difficulties as long as I want, but I know that a lot of people think that this kind of that the kind of difficulty that tells you, hey, you're trying to play on easy mode and have a good time, fuck you, play on hard or don't get the true ending and watch your character die or something. That's a dick move. That's a dick move.
I can't remember any specific examples, but I know there's been a game I played where they're just straight up, like, the full ending, it just cuts off if you play on an easier difficulty. And it's like, that's kind of shitty. But, yeah, and the same way you open adaptive difficulty, at least it doesn't do that. Yeah. There isn't a game out there, I don't think, I mean, there probably might be one, but there isn't one I can think of that's adaptive difficulty and it locks ending parts behind the difficulty.
I mean, take for example the Valkyria profile, like how they
never played it, so continue.
Whatever.
Oh man, this side quest, I have a lot of memories, both good and bad, with this one.
This one sucks. This one sucks that it's so early.
Just give me a second before we go.
Sounds like one of the Reaper's couriers is making a run through here.
Okay, so I'm going to say it. Valkyria profile, it doesn't lock off an ending behind the difficulty.
I thought he saw me already.
No. What it does is that what Valkyria profile does is that the easy difficulty is actually the hardest difficulty in the game.
Wow, that's a little fucking scummy.
Yeah, and there are many more examples.
That's just trickery.
Again, there are many more examples of games doing this shit, like how Twisted Metal 2 locks you off from playing the game after the third stage, I think.
How does he not see me climbing on this wall?
Who's that guy conspicuously climbing on the wall? It's nobody, clearly.
It must be the Zapper.
It can't be the Zapper.
No, it's just a street rat, clearly. But I mean, and just to really quickly explain, this is self-explanatory. It's a tracking mission.
It's a stealth mission.
Yeah. Sucker Punch loves to do these, by the way, because they did it a lot in the Sly Cooper series, like in both 2 and 3. Yeah. Maybe even sometimes. I don't think they did it in 1, but 2 and 3 definitely had their fucking fair share of them.
I mean, Sly Cooper is also spy game with Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is spy game, so stealth is kind of integral.
By the way, good fucking kill on that. I actually didn't think of doing that when I played the game, of how you just go around and climb up on the wall to get a better shot. Wow. This one took me like 2 tries because he just kept seeing me at the end. I was like,
Man,
oh, fuck,
you know, the reason why I kept failing this mission the most is because he kept seeing me while I was still up on the railroad tracks.
Right, which is kind of annoying because I think that happened to me once. But when you do any of these throughout the rest of the game, you're going to be relying on the railroad tracks to follow these people a lot.
Now it's time for Legon to kill a bunch of enemies that are here.
You're gonna hear that a lot in this game.
Yeah, I know.
It's fun, but combat variety is not amazing.
Yeah.
To say. There are some hype moments scattered throughout, but like just the overall game is not gonna feel that diverse.
The game is more for the story and the karma stuff than anything else.
And you need to find this thing.
This game is what I like to call the sum of its parts, as opposed to one part being amazing and phenomenal over the others. It's like it doesn't do any one thing amazingly and perfect, but it does a lot of things. It did it. It's right there. These get annoying later. But
yeah, one of them you have to
like,
climb the highest point in the game to find it.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's dumb. But yeah, this game doesn't do one thing amazing over the other things, but it does a lot of things pretty good.
It's a lot of things. It's the things that it does being good when they're
Which
together.
is, to be fair, is a decent gameplay design.
I'm in position.
But I also think you can't, because you can get certain, like you can find the green light generators that give you the most juice out of anything you can absorb, and I also think you can't. I don't think you can fully restore those, can you? Once you kind of suck it dry, you're kind of stuck at a lower level of absorbing those.
I don't know, but I think this is a good point that we should end the part on, because it's been a good amount of time.
Okay.
Right.
So, see you guys next time.
For more arguments about the game that's not related.
Yeah. And, yeah.